Hi, I just wanted to make this video. I'm Danny, and the point is that I wanted to share my why am I a Beachbody coach? Why am I working this hour a day on the side? And kind of explain to you just a little bit about it. I will try and keep this short and sweet to the point. So, I began coaching last May. I had done a challenge group with my current coach, Brooke, and the reason I wanted to do that was because my husband and I had been married, and our first year of marriage wasn't exactly how we pictured it. We really wanted, for us to be in our career paths and to be excited about life, be newlyweds, blah, blah, blah. And that didn't happen for us right away. The stress of him finding a career as soon as he got out of, or as soon as we got back from our honeymoon was a little bit much for him to handle. He got into the oil business. He found a great job. Unfortunately, we live in Denver, Colorado, and that position was in West Virginia. So all the way across the U.S. So happy newlyweds. He was going to be gone working for 5 weeks, home 1 week. And I wasn't able to leave at the time because I also have a graphic and freelance web design company that I do. And my first year of really digging into that, I realized that although I love graphic and web design and fine art too, that was really taking a lot of my creative energy out. So by the time I'd get done with my 8 hours to 12-hour days, I was just depleted. So over the phone with my husband, we weren't really connecting in a good way because he was exhausted, I was exhausted, we were missing each other, and I had always had this love for health and fitness, but at the time I was working too much. I realized that I didn't necessarily want to work my business, my graphic design and web design, full time anymore. It was taking so much out of me, although I loved it. The future plan, and my husband and I talked about it, was to do it part-time. So that meant that I needed to come up with something in the meantime. I was doing promotional work, which I actually have to get going to right now, and I was also, doing my freelance, and Kevin was gone for, I think it was 7 months. And then, unfortunately, he was laid off. So he did get to come home. I was pretty excited that December, and he was still looking for jobs. After that being said, he struggled. He had an opportunity to go home to North Dakota, where we're both from, and work for his family for a little bit. So while he was gone, I thought, I need something. My eating has been crazy. It's not that I was extremely overweight. It was that I needed a mental check. For me, it was more of a mental transformation instead of just physical. I wanted something to hold me accountable. I needed that discipline. I started dancing when I was 3. So I was used to that. I was used to the schedule, and I needed that back. I just didn't have the energy to give it to myself at that point, if that makes sense. So doing a challenge group held me accountable, and I started with the 21-day fix. I loved the nutrition plan. I loved the workout. It was perfect. I knew within a couple days that coaching was something I wanted to do even before I was asked to do it. So I'm messaging Brooke, hey, I really want to do this. I love it. It's making me feel so good. So physically, I did tone up, and my digestive system felt great. And I was excited about everything, and I was also excited about life. My husband and I were in a dark place, money and bills and arguments. That happens when you're living with somebody or just over the phone for whatever reason. When you're stressed about money, I feel like the relationship is just, there's a lot of negativity around it as well, because you have to talk about bills, whereas I didn't want that. So Brooke showed me how to get on board. I've been a coach for about 9 months, and this video is getting long, so I'll wrap it up. But throughout this journey, I've been able to work an hour a day. And unfortunately, I'm not the most consistent person in the world. So there are some days I worked 15 minutes. Now, in the back of my mind, I know that that is something that I'm currently working towards, is being a consistent person, being a consistent coach, being a consistent wife, being a consistent friend. That is one of my areas of opportunity, more or less. And with this business, with this company, it's so important that as a coach, we continue to grow too. It's not always just a physical journey, it's also mental. So not only did that one challenge group help me at the time tone up, it helped me get out of this dark place and become that positive person that I was before, and stop with the negative Nancy attitude, poor me, poor us, why does this keep happening, blah, 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 and him getting laid off. So it helped my marriage. It helped us get to this place where I was able to help him see the positive aspects of it as well. And I've been able to help multiple people be able to look in the mirror. That may sound crazy to you, but self-confidence is something that I truly believe wholeheartedly will affect the rest of your life. I'm not saying go out and be cocky, but I'm saying believe in yourself, believe in the possibilities, whether that's starting a fitness program and finishing it, whether that's starting the coaching opportunity and seeing what it does for you, seeing how it changes your life. For me, I'm such a more positive person now. I get to talk to people about their life, find out, how are your kids doing? That is considered work. I get to be held accountable for my workouts, and days that I don't want to work out, which again, going back to consistency, I know that that's something I'm reading about, listening about, and people in my group are doing it and having it done before 6 a.m. And I'm not a morning person, and I'm going, golly, they have 3 kids at home, they have another full-time job, I'm juggling a bunch of part-time jobs, but they're able to do it, so what would my excuse be? So for a second, I just want you to think, what would this opportunity do for you? What could it do for you? Because if you picture it, that means that maybe you're a dreamer like me. But being a dreamer isn't a bad thing. Being a dreamer is saying, this would be amazing, but you have to break it down. How do I get there? And this company is showing me, how do I actually break it down so that my dreams are attainable? And that's what I'm working towards right now. Monthly, I'm sitting around, and this goes back to my consistency or inconsistency. I'm sitting around some months about 500 total, some months are about 800 total. So I'm working on my consistency so that I can make that number rise, because I also know it will help my husband. And guess what? He recently got laid off. So this financial aid, I kind of consider it, because I just love doing it so much. Getting paid to work out and help other people reach their goals, it's not just their goals, it's their life. Not only do I love helping them reach their goals, but they help me reach my goals too, and they inspire me daily. I could give you 1,000 examples right now of not just my challengers, but other coaches as well, who have had people come to them and say, I just visited the doctor and it's not good, and I don't know what to do, but I know that I've seen your posts a lot about these challenge groups, and I need to change my life. I want to be a better husband or wife or mom. I want to be able to play with my kids. And that isn't just some sale. It's never just a sale. Sales, technically it's part of it, but it's so cool to be a part of their journey and to be that support system when they need it most. To remind them, even though they know in their heart, to remind them, you've got this. You can finish what you started, And I'm your cheerleader right now. I know you don't think you can, but you can. And I've also met a girl who she had no mirrors other than her bathroom. She refused to look at herself. She literally hated the way her outside appearance looked so much. She hated wearing anything that showed her arms, and she now wears tank tops. And that may not seem like a big deal, but to have a self-esteem that low to where you didn't think you were worth it, that's worth being a coach to help that person see it. They already know in their heart that it is possible, but they just don't know how to get there. So we get to help them get there. We get to help them break it down. Just like my coach and all the other coaches on our huge team, they're all helping us. And we're growing, they're growing, and our lives are changing. So I think it's way more than just a business venture. I think it is just this miraculous opportunity that is worth trying. If you are watching this and you think, wow, I need something more in my life, this may be it. But you may never know if you just don't try. And you're not in it alone. You have all of us supporting you. Okay, that's enough for now.